Hi everybody, welcome for a new battle report on my channel. I was able to find someone to play a UB game, so second UB game. I play mostly the same list with a single change. I just changed the second saber-tooth tiger, the single saber-tooth tiger for 5 trappers. I wanted to try out the trappers. I think they can be an early piece of chaff. They are able to allow me to open the game quickly with some early chaffing and then setting up some counter charges. So I really wanted to try out the trappers. We'll see how they feature in this game. And my opponent was playing basically a Kingdom of Equitaine with double Duke, nasty Duke. You can see here all the detail, a double Damsel, one-time Master Druidism, an Adept Divination, a BSB with a 1-up, 14 Aspirant with the Banner of the Last Charge, 10 Knight of the Realm, 14 Knight of the Quest, I think all of them with full command, 2x5 Yeoman Rider, 2x1 Scorpion, and the Green Knight to finish this list. We were playing Frontline Clash, and the objective was capture the flag. I chose Hereditary Spell with Magical Heirloom, of course, Hand of Events, Might the Unbeliever, Breath, and then the Wrath of God. And for my opponent, it took for Druidism, Oaken Throne, the Summer Growth, the Toughness boost, the reduction in combat ability, and then the Blast, the D6 Strength 4, Strength 5. And for Divination, it took Fate Judgment and Scrying. Okay, regarding the matchup, I think there is a relative high probability that he will deploy in a corner to stay compact, not to allow me to ambush or to scout and move in nasty places. So it's possible that he goes in a corner. That's why I need to let him drop a little bit to see where he's going to drop the 3 main unit, and then I could drop to start, but not before this. Because if not, I might be just too far away from him if he goes the opposite. I have a higher number of threats, but he has big blocks with Druidism, so I really need combo charges, because if not, I might be stuck in combat, and then it might be a bit difficult to finish off this unit. In particular, he has two very nasty Dukes who are really good in one-on-one against my hunters, so I would prefer to avoid challenges in this game, and that's why I really need to have good charges, in particular with the Auroch, who are my best weapon against cavalry. I will try to be aggressive, of course, because I have multiple threat, high mobility, and try to get one scoring. So I think one of the scenario I'm planning with is to hit quickly one scoring unit of my opponent, kill it, maybe lost an Auroch and something else in the process, and then be in the safe zone, and if needed I can also avoid some of his unit during the later stages of the game and secure the scenario in this way. That's a scenario, and if I'm allowed to be aggressive and to go in good spots where I have good opportunities, then I might be able to get some more kills and therefore more points. Chaff cleaning, as always. I mean, when you play Rock, that's essential to kill the chaff, because then it allows me to charge with your rock and to get this nasty 3d3 impacted strength 7 AP4. Okay, deployment. My opponent dropped 1 unit of Yeoman Rider, then I dropped her first scoring unit here in the back, and then he decided to drop everything in order to try to go first, but he will have +0 because he chose to pray. So he put here on the left the bus of Realm Knight, here in the middle the Questing Knight with a Lord. Then here it's the BSB, here's the Sunken Lord. So here in this unit you have the Questing Lord in the Questing Knight. So this bus is charging with +2 against my big monsters. Here he put the Aspirant, and here the 2 Scorpions. So here the second unit of Yeoman Rider. And so I had only this tribesman unit at this point when I dropped the rest. I counter deployed in this way. I put here on the left the Scout, because with 14 I can go out of arc if I'm able to start, and I'm still quite far away, so it's not possible for him to charge. I'm still outside of charge range, so it might be a good way to keep him looking in this direction also if I don't start. Here I have the Giant. Giant has a good way to be very mobile in the back line, so it would be not a problem to get a bit trap if he goes really strong on this side. Then the 2 Auroch facing his lines, basically the trappers after Scout and Vanguard. Then here I have the tribesman unit, Tiger, the 3 tribesmen with the mage, PSB, and here I have my general inside the Tiger unit. The reason is quite simple. With the angle, he cannot see me on all this side of the board. It's quite free. It's quite, at the moment, this is quite a safe zone for me to be with my scoring unit and also to push. So I might be able, with the 12, I'm right here. Here I have a good protection, lookout sir, against the Scorpion. That's useful. And then I might push forward and try to deal early with Scorpion or Chaff or so on. And he decided to vanguard a bit with this 5 yeomen, leaving me 9-inch charges with both tribesman unit. So then he decided to pray. He had +0 and I was able to start the game. That was really a big plus for me. Turn 1 of the Ogre, I push forward, so I used trappers basically to make impossible to charge for these 2 units on this Rock. Basically with taking the wheel first, it would be impossible to charge me, and here from this unit as well, because he would need 2 wheels, which is not allowed. So that's a good thing. So I push forward just outside of the 12 with the Rock on the right. Here I'm a bit more careful, I stay a bit behind to zone properly. Here I'm able to go outside of Arc with the Hunter with 6 attack strength 6. I move just a bit with the Giant, and the rest I move quite early my tribesman unit out of the way to go really in this safe zone where I might be secure for the objective. I was able to double charge the unit of yeomen, and I managed to get one of those, so that's really a good news, because then I would be able to overrun and get the Scorpion next turn normally. So that's quite good, cleaning a Chaff early and probably cleaning a Scorpion also quite early. Here I was able to march forward to be a good threat on the flank of the aspirant, so I'm quite happy about the position. You can see I'm really circling around, having some chaff into position and having both hunters in the flanks of the opponent's army, so it's a good situation for my list. Magic, I was able to throw first a Hand of Heaven on the Scorpion in the middle, but I casted 444, so I lost spell, but I was able to do 4 wounds on the Scorpion, which is really good. So 4 wounds, 2 remaining. Then I tried to shoot with the harpoon plus the crossbow, but I wasn't able to finish him off. I did no wounds with shooting, and then in combat I did -2, and then I catch him. So that's a good news. As you can see, I also put my BSB in a safe zone. He's able to see me, but with hard cover because of the of the border. That's a good news for me. So a good turn 1 overall. I lost a spell, but I was able to kill Chaff and to put 4 wounds on a Scorpion. So should be able to deal with both Scorpion quite easily, which is a good news because they can be very annoying with the multiple wounds against my army. Turn 1 of KoE. It takes the charge with the Scrappling. By the way, I was able to put a trap on this hill, and he moved forward with the yeoman to take the trap and lost 1 guy. And here he took the charge with the aspirant against the trappers who stand because they were there to act as chaff, so that was wanted. Here he decided to take out the Green Knight to chaff my Hunter. I did the stat. It's not very positive for me to charge in the front this guy because he might be winning the combat, so that's not the ideal case, but at least Green Knight is out and I know where he is, I know where he can move, so that's not bad for me. I can still go down the lane and be a threat behind his line, so that's not bad. And that's it for movement. He didn't move much, as you can see, just go on the beginning of the hill to have a good line of sight. But I mean, next turn I will be able to get the charge, which is good news for me. In the magic phase, he cast Oakenthorn in, then he did the Fate Judgment on this Rock. I was able to dispel it. I didn't want to take any wound at this point of time in this Rock. Stone Skin on the Green Knight. I wasn't planning charging him in any case, so I wasn't against this spell. So happy that he cast plus 3 toughness here and not here, because it would be much harder to wound him on 3+ than 2+, so that's a good news. And then what else? He did shoot with I guess with the Scorpion, this Scorpion, and did 1 wound, I guess 1 wound on the unit and maybe 1 on the mage. I'm not sure about it, but he did 2 wounds totally, I guess. And that's it. Okay, let's move on to and he cleaned, of course, in combat, he cleaned the trappers. My turn 2. I'm able to get 2 good charges. The first one, as you can see, the right one, I needed a 5 on the dice, so it was not so hard. And the second one, I charged, he was able to frenzy bait me, so he fled with the second piece of chaff, which was good news. But then I was able to redirect and get a 10 on the dice in this second cavalry unit, which is really huge at this point of time in the game. Able to get 2 rock on the charge, I mean that's really huge for me, so really happy about that. Here I'm taking both Scorpion in this turn. The unit is a bit more on the south. I corrected the position because I didn't know how exactly we need to align on the Scorpion, but my opponent explained me afterwards. Here I was able to get out both Skin Eaters, and I moved back with the Hunter to be a threat here in the back. So quite happy with the position. The scoring unit go all in safe zone, and that's it. Magic. I took out first the Equitaine with 1 dice. Then I put a breath weapon to help a little bit this Orok. I thought it might be useful because I really need to break him in order to go out of line of sight of this unit. So could be useful to just do the extra wound if needed, if I don't roll well on the impacted. Then I tried to put an hereditary spell. I don't remember exactly where. I would say on the Orok as well, just in case, but I failed, and then I was able to cast a Comet with 2 dice, luckily, but I don't know why I cast it. If you see the situation, I mean, my units are all over the place, so there is no need to cast the Wrath of God at this point of time, and I don't know why I did it. It was really, really stupid because it can do a lot of damage on my unit, and I put it here in the middle, thinking, yeah, that might hurt his big bosses and might hurt me a little bit, but I mean I have toughness 6, so I might be able, and here's some regen, so I should survive, and it should be a bit harder for him to get these wounds in these different bosses. So I thought, why not cast a Comet here, Wrath of God, but I think that was really, really a bad idea and much too risky at this point of time. Okay, then in combat here, luckily he failed the fear check, so that's a really good news. I was able to kill 6 of him, but he was able to manage the steadfast check, and here I did a lot of wounds. He was not steadfast, losing by 7, but he was able to do double 1. He was able to do double 1 and stick in this combat, which was huge because he's able to stay and pin a bit down the Orok, who was willing to overrun and get outside of line of sight. But I mean, that's not the worst case because I'm able to reform slightly in order to offer him a front, and that is not able to countercharge with the quest boss. So it's not so a problem to be locked in this combat at this point of time. Here I clean the Scorpion here as well. I'm just able to reform these 2 units, and that's it. Turn 2 KoE. He is stuck in combat. He moves forward, takes out the Duke to charge in the flank of the Orok, of course. Here you see my Wrath of God. Here you see the Green Knight giving his back to the Hunter. Might be interesting for me. The BSB is going over there, so I might be able to strike a lot of units with my Wrath of God, just hoping to avoid my big guys at the moment, but I will be probably charging next turn, so be close to the Wrath of God, so that's why I repeat it. That was probably the worst Wrath of God of the year already, and we are only in March. Okay. They're still stuck in combat. Yeah, that's it. Has not a lot of unit to move. As you can see, I'm really all over the place. He has only his 3 bosses here stuck. I mean, that's a really bad situation for him. And I still have chaff and so on. So I'm really feeling confident at this point of time in this game. I use my Binding Scroll for Summer's Growth. I really wanted to avoid him growing back a lot of knights in one of these two units. I was able to get Oaken in, then I dispelled Stone Skin on this unit, of course. He tried to cast Scrying, but failed, and then tried as well to cast the Entwining Roots. I don't remember, I think on the Orok, but failed with 1 dice. And then the Wrath of God didn't came down at this point of time. I really would have liked that the Wrath of God came down at this point of time, because I only have Orok in range. These guys are a bit more far away, so the Wrath of God is still here. Combat. I do like nothing. I think I do only 1 wound on this guy. Here, he does 3 wounds to me. I'm able to do a couple of wounds here and stick in combat, which was a good news. I was losing by 1. Actually, I did only 1 wound, and he managed to stick 1 wound and had a standard, so I lost by 1. But I was able to stick on 8 rerollable. And here I had 6 rerollable actually, so I was able to stay on 6 rerollable, which was as well very good news for me. And yeah, I guess that's it. Just seeing my notes. Okay, charges. So basically, as you can see, my only the general was in the flank of the aspirant, so I had a good charge on the flank. So I went in the flank with the possibility to make him flee in this direction and then overrun with both of them in the flank of the questing knight, which would be basically more or less game over. Here I was able to charge in the back. As you can see, I did a couple of wounds more last turn. I still have 2 wounds left. Here, because I put this counter, I completely forgot that it was a Wrath of God, so I moved forward to block the reform with the cat, which was very stupid, because if the Wrath of God comes down this turn, I will be dead with the cat. I charged the back with the hunter, yeah, back, and he is still stuck, so not bad. Here I should be able to pin him down and to strike against the mage, which is good because both mage are here in the unit. So it's not bad at the moment, just getting new position with the giant and BSB, taking no risk, just giving rerolls. Coming on the side with the shaman to help a bit the combat where needed. And here just going away with all the tribesmen to be in safe spots. Here as well, should be still able to charge if needed with the dogs to help out and maybe break a steadfast. But I mean, I'm such in a good position. And magic, I was able to cast something to help out a bit the Keen Eater. I just saw if I fail or my overrun and so on, might be able to just stick in this combat, and that's it. And then the Wrath of God comes down. That's why I was talking about the worst Wrath of God you can ever place. And I was able to kill this guy, put 2 wounds here, kill the Orok, freeing this combat, allowing him to reform for next turn. And kill a few knights here and there, but I think nothing too significant. I was able to kill the adept. Yes, I was able to kill the adept with the Wrath of God, which is a good news. But a few wounds here and there, but nothing too significant. But really able to kill these 2 guys was dumb. For in particular the Keen Eater, because I was sticking into combat and pinning him down, so that was really a good position to be for the Keen Eater. So yeah, I just like we say sometimes, I just switch off the light at this point of time in the game, throwing a stupid Wrath of God. And then, I mean, combat, it happened. I kill a few. I don't know how much were left, but I have a charge, a flank, kill a few, and then he flees. I overrun in the flank, so this unit is basically dead. I have this picture, so this unit, yeah, it's dead. I'm coming in the flank. That's after Wrath of God, so now with all the attacks, I will be able to strike and do really a couple of wounds. Here you can see 3 form, but I mean, he has barely nothing left. There is really nothing more to throw. I mean, here I had the charge in the back. We didn't roll the charge, but I had good odds to win this combat, having charge and a back. And then with the 6 attack strength 6, he should be able to do a couple of wounds as well. But I mean, I was feeling pretty confident going in the back, so we stopped at this point. I mean, there was nothing left. I had won the objective, taking already a lot of points. and he had no good counter charge on the next turn, so I mean the game was over at this point of time. That's also something with UB games. I think when you see how the game will evolve and that the opponent has no chance overall to win it, that it's just a loss and it's just a discussion between like a 16 to 20-0. I mean, there is no point continuing it because we are all here to practice and do some games. So there is no point at just spending time for nothing. So we just stop there. Okay, then some analysis on this game. I think KoE deployment allowed me to cause him a lot of problems because I was able to be with both hunters and scout in very good position early in the game. As you saw, turn 2, I had everybody I was circling around really and just closing in. So it was really hard situation for him. Of course, counter deploying plus being able to start was a big plus for me. I knew exactly where it was. I was able to chaff early with the trappers who had a good impact in the game. They allow me to get discharged with the Auroch, so that was a good step. I think he shouldn't have charged the trappers or do something else because he cannot allow me to come and charge with the Auroch with such a short distance to roll on the dice, because it's just too much to take on the aspirant and we are playing flags, so it's not possible. I was able to move all my tribesmen in the safe zone, in the right side of the board early in the game, so I was feeling early on really confident with the scenario. And of course, as I've pointed out, I think the only stupid thing I did, but it was big, was throwing this stupid Wrath of God in the middle of the line. That was a bad choice. No bad consequences in this case, but I mean, yeah. Better think it twice. The next time I throw a Wrath of God when I have all my units so close to his unit. Okay guys, I hope you liked the battle report and talk to you soon in the next one.